Welcome, people. Welcome to the Tidal Wave with Jerome from Birmingham. And before I get going too fast, 205-508-0762, 205-508-0762. Well, this is going to be an interesting show tonight. The polls just came out. What's y'all opinion on the polls tonight? What you think is going to be there? Like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, it's going to be kind of LSU, Clemson, Ohio State, Bama. I kind of knew Bama wasn't going to fall no further than 4 or 5. I don't care what the experts say around here talking about they ain't played nobody. Well, neither has doggone Ohio State and neither has Clemson. So LSU don't somebody done played somebody. But Alabama body of work over the last 12 years, it speaks for itself. So if they want to hate, let them hate. Oh, well. Right now, we sitting at 5. That's a good spot. As long as we didn't fall to 7, 8, 9, we could have panicked then. But right now, at number 5, I take that all day long. I will. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Some of y'all want to panic, talking about fine Coach Saban. Y'all want to panic about not being in the top 4. Well, it's once again, it's going to play itself out, like always. Georgia playing LSU. You got Ohio State, Minnesota. Clemson ain't going to play nobody. So once again, I'm going to say it like this right here. The 4 best teams in the country, my opinion, is LSU, Clemson, Bama, and Ohio State, and it's going to play out. It's going to play out just like that. We don't need to beat Auburn like they saying by 21 points, man, please. All we need to do is win out. Don't lose no more football games. Don't have a close football game where it's in doubt. If you have a close football game where it's in doubt, you're in trouble. So, I'm quite sure, the experts is having a ball with it right now, talking about Alabama's not going to get in first time. Oh, well. Well, let them talk. Alabama letting y'all sit back and let them enjoy it, Let them do what they do. We're used to them talking like this. Used to them hating. But it always seems to pan out and play out for Alabama when it comes to these scenarios. It doesn't matter about if we played anybody. Shoot, when you put somebody in front of us and you tell them, you tell us they're the best team in the country, and we end up beating them convincingly, and then the very next day, well, you ain't play nobody. Well, we used to it. We ain't gonna never play nobody. We Alabama. Shoot, what can we do nor say? They put them up there. We ball with them, whoop the tail, take their head whooping. We keep going. Bottom line, we can't. Nobody makes the schedule. Clemson dealing with the same thing Alabama dealt with. When it comes to the scheduling and the football players. The team. Alabama, is head and shoulders above a lot of people. And the crazy scenario is now, well, we done lost against the last 2 teams we done play. Well, whatever. Last 2 teams we done played, they was at their peak when it came to offense and when it came to the offensive side of the ball, and we was at our kind of lowest when it came to the defense side of the ball. So hey, they was able to expose us. Oh well, can't nobody else expose us. You got 2. Those are only 2. Kudos, about damn time. So but for the most part, polls panned out like I thought they would. Clemson, Ohio State. LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Bama. They giving Georgia credit for the Florida win. Oh, well, kudos to them. Like I told you last night or the night before last, Georgia, to me, if they win out, they in. You don't want Georgia to win, period. Bottom line, you want to pull for LSU. Because, like I said, if Georgia beats LSU in the ACC championship game, both of those 2 teams get in. Bama out unless more teams lose. But for the most part, I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the conversation for the next couple of weeks because right now we can't do nothing but laugh at somebody else for losing because that's all we can bring to the table right now. We can't even bring that to the table for the most part. But if you want to call in, it's 205-508-0762, 205-508-0762. Let me get your reaction to the college football polls coming out tonight. I know you probably got some people poking fun, and you probably got some Alabama fans probably about to jump off the cliff or what, I don't know. But, hey, It's college football. It's reaction. It's just exactly what they want. They getting it. You know, we can't do nothing but sit back and then, like I said, enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. You know, hey, it is what it is. LSU beat us. I didn't want to see it, but it happened. What can we do nor say? It happened. But one thing about it is, um, Alabama is still sitting in a good spot. You know, we ready to play some football. We ready to play some football, and I tell you, all Alabama got to do is, it's for the first time in a while that they don't control their own destiny. But hey, it's Alabama. We used to this. We used to the doggone media. We fighting the media, fighting the teams, fighting everybody else. So what can we say? But right now we just need to play football, not worried about what the other teams doing, because the other teams right now they control their own destiny. We just got to hope for other things to happen, fall our way. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes, I'm not gonna stress about it. Hey, I'm gonna enjoy it. Deal with the trash talking, deal with the haters. Can't do nothing else but deal with it. But I tell you, it's certain teams. I tell you, Minnesota. I watched a couple of their games this year, and I don't know. I said the other night that Minnesota probably couldn't get in, but who's to say that they can't beat Ohio State if it comes down to it right now? Looking like they, is going to represent that side of the ball. So who's to say they can't beat Ohio State right now? And crazy things happen. Maybe this be a year Minnesota gets to the doggone playoffs out of the blue and be the Cinderella of college football. Who's to say? I don't want to see it this year. This year I want revenge from last year. I don't know if I'm gonna get there right now from the looks of things. So I'm just gonna sit back and hope and pray it works that way. But I tell you, what's everybody's biggest surprise today? Is it Georgia being ahead of Bama, Bama being behind Georgia, Minnesota being there? What you have? What, Florida, Oklahoma, all in the top 10? I really don't know. I think the biggest surprise, right now is Minnesota being ranked so high, which hey, and it's based off of they don't want a big time game, if you want to say it, and if you compare, Penn State and the rest of the Big Ten to big time games, okay, but hey, what can we say? Big Ten gonna get they're gonna get the pool right now because there's so much hate against the SEC and Alabama and the rest of the country. Clemson. They want to see the Big Ten, the knitting the lines, Ohio State. They want to see somebody different do it. And I don't blame them. I understand. They should want to see somebody different do it. Hey, get somebody in there that could beat Alabama and Clemson, and right now LSU. Get somebody that can beat them. You can see somebody different. What y'all want them to do? Put y'all in there because you're a name brand team and you're undefeated and you rank high. Please, they don't represent that. What represents it is the Tide and Clemson and LSU. The way we playing football down here right now. And I don't know if a team like Minnesota and what Oregon and what they did at Auburn. Okay, please, Auburn. We see who Auburn is, and we see for the most part who Oregon is. They're up and down football team. Haven't played the best football. The quarterback, now don't get me wrong, he's gonna be probably a first round, second round draft pick. I haven't watched a lot of him, but Oregon always seems to have pretty good talent at quarterback and a lot of skill position talent wise. They just don't have it in the trenches, and if it wasn't for that and probably a few coaching decisions, that game that could have went completely different. But hey, it is what it is. They lost the football game. But I don't know if like I said, Oregon, who else you got up there? Penn State, Baylor. I just don't know if any of these teams are capable, of getting in the playoff, making some noise. But hey, hey, if you want to tell me they can, kudos to them, like you said. But I don't think so. That's just my opinion. What can I say? One thing about it is it's going to play out, and normally it always does. And This year I think it'll be a little bit more competitive when it comes to the playoffs if it holds third or fall like I think it is. I've seen a lot of experts out here say, hey, uh, it's the way they think it's going to play out too. With Clemson, Ohio State, Bama, and LSU, and I've seen that several times. I'm beginning to see what Oregon in there now, and a few of the teams that they want to say is championship caliber teams. I don't buy it, but hey, it's good conversation right now, or conversing, however you want to say it. That's what you get when you lose, Bama lose, and you open the door for other teams to kind of pop in and show what they can bring to the table. For the most part, uh, I don't know if they bringing it to the table. As far as the competition they playing and the teams they playing, the defenses they going against. Ohio State is a good football team. Don't get me wrong. I think Justin Fields and went there and show what he can do on the football field with the right talent. Been good. Probably would have been good to see him do that in Georgia. But hey, for the most part, Georgia and Kirby kind of, like I said, he came from Coach Saban, so Kirby went with Jake Fromm, and he knows the offense, and and I don't know, if he would have lost his football team putting Justin Fields there, but hey, like he probably would have been all right either way he went right now, because Jake Fromm playing all right, he had his bad game against South Carolina, but hey, that's South Carolina, he beat Florida. Right now in the SEC and the playoff things, they are the fourth best team in the country. Hey, but they're gonna have to prove it, and they're gonna have to go up against LSU too and show what they can do. This might be just a year LSU do get past everybody. Right now they playing some good football, and me personally, I don't think Georgia be able to stop LSU. I don't. I don't think Georgia has enough firepower offensively to keep pace with them, and I definitely don't think they have enough talent defensively to slow them down. But hey, they're gonna get their opportunity. They definitely gonna get the opportunity because who's on the board left to beat LSU? Uh, Ole Miss is not gonna do it. Who they play Texas A&M? I want to say Texas A&M is not gonna do it. I really don't know who's on the table that you can tell me that's gonna beat LSU down the road. Um, unless they make any mistakes. They don't make any mistakes. LSU going to the playoffs. LSU gonna be in the playoffs. It's gonna be hard to beat them. But yeah, they play Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. Nah, they're not gonna lose neither one of those games. Yeah. So their next challenge is gonna come when it comes to Georgia in the SEC championship game. And like I said, I don't think Georgia can do anything with them. I think Georgia's a good football team and a lot of talent. But hey, right now LSU playing on a different level, and the committee sees that, and all the polls see it, and for whatever reason they may have saw something that I wasn't seeing as being a fan a couple of weeks ago, because LSU stole a lot of Alabama votes and got a lot of first place votes. So hey, evidently they were saying some things and doing some things, but hey, we're not going to be able to slow any of that down. LSU going the LSU is on pace right now to really have a incredible year at this rate they going right now, and and I tell you, unless we can get healthy and get another opportunity, I really don't see nobody. I tell you, like I said the other night, I think the LSU and Clemson game will be a fun matchup to watch. Just talent wise, that'll be just as hyped as the Alabama and LSU and Alabama and Clemson. That'll be a game to watch there. And Bama in that mix, they're gonna have to get Tua healthy. They're gonna have to get Tua healthy. Get these guys going, get them, get them rested up, and kind of see if they can light a fire behind Raquan Davis. I don't know about Davis. Davis, to me, he up and down this year. Played some pretty good ball here and there in Spurs, but we need to get that alpha dog back on the defensive line. We've had it the last 4 or 5 years, and you can kind of tell this year, we haven't had that play in, which I understand. We've lost a lot. So, but I would have thought Roquan would have had I guess a more talked about year, a better year, but he's kind of been flying under the radar to me, and Terrell came along here a little bit later on and started producing, but like I said, I didn't see him show up a lot in the LSU game. So hey, for whatever reason, he didn't, he did a little here, did a little bit here or there, but Terrell just wasn't a big factor in that game. And hey, the game has passed us, but the polls, the playoff polls, man, it's gonna be a driving force probably for the rest of the doggone. I know for the rest of the talks, the radio week this week. Like I said, I haven't listened to it yesterday. I haven't listened to it today. I don't want to hear it. I already know what the scenario is and what they're gonna say. This right now they're gonna throw dirt on Bama. They're gonna kick dirt all over Bama right now. So it ain't much we can do and much we can say when it comes to this scenario right now. So, like I said, we just got to keep playing football and, and listen to all of it. Everybody's opinion of Bama is not going to be the same. So, you got some people that's going to ride with Bama and you got some people that don't like Bama. So, hey, it is what it is. What can we say and what can we do? I don't care about them talking about. I'm glad they're talking when they're talking about keeping us out the playoff. They let me know they're thinking about us. They're scared. They don't want us in the playoff. So, hey, I'm enjoying it. Talk about it. Hey, do what you got to do. I'm good with it. You can't get my pressure up talking about we're not going to be in the playoffs and all that. And, hey, one thing about it, like I tell you, if Bama continues to win, I don't care what you say. There's no way you're not going to tell me that they're not one of the 4 best teams in the conference. I don't care. Like I say, you got half of the media outlet talking about the scheduling and no scheduling and we don't play nobody. Well, like I said earlier in the show, outside of LSU them played that schedule, I'll take that. LSU on somebody right now in the top 4 that can honestly say they done played somebody, and nobody else. I don't care about the numbers, who you done played or what conference you done played in. LSU the only somebody right now that can stand up and say, hey, we have played somebody, we did this on the road. They the consensus number 1 team in the country. You can take Ohio State, you can take Clemson, you can rate them any kind of way you want to rate them because they undefeated. You can place them any kind of way you want to place them. I'm good with it. But that 4th spot on down, that 4th spot is going to come down to maybe probably 4 teams, Bama, Oklahoma, Georgia, and probably Minnesota. And unless Minnesota beats Ohio State, that's the only way they get in. They got to kind of keep winning, and they got to beat Ohio State. Georgia has to keep winning. They have to just keep winning. They got to find a way to get past LSU. They get past LSU and they win. LSU in, period. I don't care. LSU, Georgia in. Bama, you can kick rocks in, as they say. It's over, But, like I said, Clemson, I don't see Clemson having no doggone competition. Clemson in. So it's going to come down to the reputation of that 4th team and who the committee is like when that 4th team, based on if, the top 3 teams don't lose anymore. That's pretty much what it's based on. Those top 3 teams don't lose anymore. It's going to come down to the fact that, what's the resumes with the 4th best team and, who the 4th best team is, Like I said, Bama is hoping to kind of get in and what's up, Brooke? Bama's hoping to kind of get in and make a name for themselves, representing the 4th best place. But I tell you, unless Bama get in unless Bama just continue with their foot on the gas and making hay and just showing that they are one of the 4 best teams, they can't make any mistakes. They can't make any mistake. They can't stumble. They can't, like I said, they can't play close to nobody. They have to constantly just go out and do what they got to do. I don't care about not being in the SEC championship game. We don't prove hey before that we're going to get in. But my thing is, like I said, LSU in. I can see that being consistent. I can be seeing LSU being number 1 overall. They can gone with the jinx talking about the number one team had won or whatever. I don't buy none of that. Um, like I said, Ohio State, they're gonna have to show they one of the four best. They're gonna have to run through this playoff gauntlet too. That's gonna consist of LSU and Clemson, hopefully Bama and them. So Justin Fields gonna get an opportunity to show what he can do in this thing, and if he can do it, and because you know what, his running ability is not gonna really help him much in this playoff thing. His arm is what it's gonna take to win for Ohio State in this game. I don't care. Don't go back and tell me what they did in 2014 when it came to Alabama. It's a different team. 2014, it's a different team, different year, different quarterback, all the above. So, Ohio State is just gonna have to prove it. Right now, based on who they played, okay, they're the second best team in the country. Kudos to them. But until they prove it through beating Clemson, Ohio State, until they prove it beating some of these guys right here, I'm not gonna completely buy him. I'm just gonna give him credit for being with doing what they're doing and beating the teams they're beating. They're beating them convincingly. Justin Fields playing pretty good football. So hey, what can we say at this point? I want to see him though against better competition. A lot of people are saying, well, Oklahoma still has a chance. Oklahoma don't have a chance. Oklahoma is definitely out of this thing right now. It'll take a complete meltdown by two or three teams to get Oklahoma in this doggone playoff right now. I think a lot of people want to see the Oklahoma Alabama Sugar Bowl. I don't want to see no damn Oklahoma Alabama Sugar Bowl. I don't want no parts of that. The Sugar Bowl that means we ain't getting the playoffs. I'm not even worried about not getting in no playoffs until they actually say we're not in the playoffs. And until that scenario plays out, I don't want to see no Oklahoma unless they're in the first round of the damn playoff. But that's one team that they want to say they still with Baylor on their resume and have Baylor to play down the road. That's not going to be enough weight to kind of push Oklahoma ahead of Alabama. It's not going to be enough weight to push Baylor up there. I just think right now that Alabama, Georgia, and like I said, one or two more it's the cream of the crop right now. And if Alabama can kind of, like I say, hold serve and not listen to the media, and like Coach Saban said, it's about how we finish right now. We got to finish, and put this LSU disaster behind us, because it was a complete damn disaster, I tell you. Put it behind us and let's move on to this Mississippi State game this week, which I don't think is going to be a big issue, which I know it's not going to be a big issue, Moorhead, I'm surprised that it's not a lot more about him by getting out of there, firing him. I know it was a little rumbling earlier this year, with the Ole Miss people talking about getting him out of there, but Mississippi State right now, they got Alabama and hey, the Egg Bowl and one more. I just think Mississippi State is just gonna be a team gonna just go in there and believe it or not, just the frustration of losing the LSU game is gonna cause Mississippi State a lot of issues. So Mississippi State, I hate it for y'all this weekend. They're gonna be highly pissed when they see y'all this weekend, but I tell you, Auburn on the road. Speaking of Auburn, I hear a lot of rumblings about Auburn and Arkansas, which I think that's a crazy move, But he might have to take that move, though, make that move, because Auburn probably, I wouldn't be surprised if you have a group of people in Auburn want to make that change, and you have a group of people in Auburn that, want to hold on to them, saying, hey, who can we get? But, it ain't about who can you get. It's about do you want to spend the money to go get these guys? Because, I'm not saying Gus is not a good coach. I'm just saying if you want to win on a championship level on a consistent basis, you got to have a coach who's going to coach on that level, who's going to recruit to that level, who's going to develop at that level, and who have offensive coordinator that they're going to let coach in. And Gus need to kind of step back. And if Gus can't step back and bring that coordinator in like LSU did and let him coach, Auburn is just not going to be that program under Gus Malzahn, and so the rumors of him going to Arkansas might be just a place where, well, he want to go and coach without a whole bunch of pressure on him to, compete for championships and, keep him in the top 10. And he may just want to go and be an 8-4 coach, and 7-5 here or there, because, going to Arkansas, you're not going to tell me they're not going to get no far than probably 7-5, 8-4, maybe 9-3 every blue moon, and anything else is a miracle. That's my view on it, but I tell you, for him to even be thinking to want to go to Arkansas, to me, it's just a notion saying that, hey, he can't get it done at Auburn. And if he's saying, and if it just to be even thinking about Arkansas, because, Auburn can be a good program. I'm a diehard Alabama fan, don't get me wrong, but, I'm a realist too. Auburn can be a good damn program, man. It's just based on, what the fans settle for. They selling right now for what they getting with Gus. When they start demanding more, they'll get more. Auburn right now is a program that's probably an offensive coordinator away from having the SEC West being super dominant with three good teams in it. But for the most part, they just don't want to seem to get it right. They it's not. I don't get it. It's not clicking with them right now. I think other programs in the SEC, it's gonna be hard to win in this SEC when it comes to football. If you're not the heavyweights, because see your mid-tier teams, the Mississippi States and the Ole Miss and the Arkansas and these programs, it's just not going to be able to get the talent. They're not going to get the talent to come down. Whatever coach they bring in, I don't care where they bring them in from. These programs, you go hire them away from these programs where and these coaches done had a good year run here or there, but what they doing at that program and coming to the SEC and what they gonna do at a mid-tier SEC program, to try to compete with the big dogs, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, unless you can lure some of these big name coaches away and get them guys down here to coach these programs. But the question is, what big name coaches can you get to come down here? You're not going to get any big name coaches to come down to Arkansas and Mississippi State, and right now I think Kentucky's doing pretty good with Marsh if they can keep him now. I don't know if Kentucky just a quarterback play away from being all right. They're not going to win the SEC. They're not going to be a top 4 or 5 team in the SEC, but they can consistently be a 6, 7, 8. In the SEC if they kind of can keep going what they're going, but they got to get a quarterback play. They haven't had real good quarterback play in Kentucky lately, and that's just the key right now in the SEC. A win in a championship and competing for a championship. It's the quarterback play, and if that quarterback play is not good, and you don't have no kind of quarterback play, see Arkansas this year. Prime example. See Auburn, Auburn quarterback play, even though he's a youngster, just getting there. It's done cost them some game, and then cost them, quote unquote, their playoff hopes, whatever playoff hope they had. But, quarterback play in the ACC is just critical. And over the last, 10, 12 years, Bama had pretty good quarterback play. Game managers, as some of them want to say, but they've had consistent, very, very, very good quarterback play over the years. And, and that's what brings, Clemson in the mix. Clemson has good quarterback play, surrounded by a lot of talent. So, and that's why you see so much with Clemson, and LSU finally getting good quarterback play and that talent, and and Ohio State getting quarterback play. And I know I went from more SEC to the back to the big boys, but And what separate the big boys from the rest of the country is because they got hell of a lot more talent than you have, and they got exceptional quarterback play. And as long as they getting that quarterback play and that talent and staying where they at, they just gonna be in a league amongst themselves. You're gonna have the haters hating and everybody else talking about why they can't do this and why can't nobody else get in and the biggest thing is why do people want an 18 playoffs? I know people want to say, well, got to give everybody opportunity. Listen, let's be real about this right here now. You can be foolish as you want to. I'm gonna let you have it, but let's be real about this. It's not 8 teams in the country that can win a damn national championship no year. I don't give a crap what they say. They can hype them up because they brand, or they can hype them up because they undefeated to a certain point, or they can finish the season 11-1. This ain't no basketball. You know, I don't care if you go back and tell me Utah and Alabama and UCF and Auburn and UCF and LSU. I don't care about all that. If you're not already on that level and you competing for championships and tell me 8 teams now if you want, what 8 teams now do y'all think that can go out and win a championship? It's not 8 teams. They want to tell you 18 based on who they done played and where they rank. But I go back to Florida. I start with maybe Florida and Oklahoma. Oklahoma can't win no championship. Florida can't win a championship. Penn State can't win a championship. Minnesota, I don't think, can win a championship. That's 4 you're probably top 8 teams right there. Baylor can't win a championship. And I don't care about no one game scenario. You're not going to beat no LSU, Ohio State, football team when them guys focus. They know what's ahead of them versus a Sugar Bowl or some of them came off of defeat. They don't have nothing to play for. You're not finna beat no teams like that. And man, those team programs are not deep enough, physical enough, to come in and win a championship. I don't think so. A lot of people want to say, hey, yeah, they can. No, they can't. No, they can't. Ohio State, like I said, separates itself in the Big Ten, and Bama, LSU, Georgia separates themselves in the SEC, and Clemson separate themselves in the doggone ACC, and Oklahoma in the Big 12, and that's about it. If you want to throw Oregon in there, okay, you can throw them in there. Go ahead. But that's about it. If you're talking about on a championship caliber level, and and then when you get back to the playoffs, it's all about really going back to the playoffs tonight. Speaking of, the Alabama ranking and 5, it's all about, is they gonna hold surge or they've been, the last few years. Alabama gets in based on being Alabama, what they done the last few years. Or is they gonna finally say, okay, conference championships matter? And I hear a lot of people going back and forth talking about conference championships don't matter. But I'm telling you something, conference championships do matter. But for the most part, if you're saying the 4 best teams in college football, we're gonna have to just label it that because and how can you say the 4 conference champs? Okay, Ohio State, possibly LSU, Georgia, Oregon. Please, man, those teams are not the best teams in the country. Yeah, Rich, I see you, man, talking about. Well, I was gonna do Monday and Tuesday, Thursday, and I think Sunday nights, man, because a lot of times I have some things to do during the week. Being self-employed, I have to get out and do some things. So I probably put it out there a little bit late today. My bad. But yeah, I'm going to probably be on for another 35, 45 minutes or longer, taking calls, talking trash. But for the most part, man, I'm not shocked about the playoff polls tonight. It kind of fell about like I thought it was going to fall. I kind of figured Alabama, was still going to be in the picture around 4 and 5. And, it didn't surprise me. Not shocked at all, I'm I'm hoping, like I said, that they'll stay focused and keep growing, getting what they need to get, and Alabama will be all right. Alabama done proved that hey, we done been down this road before. We able to lose a game, which I don't want to say lose a game. We able to lose a game and keep it going and hold serve. But like I said, I think the committee actually knows Alabama's one of the four best teams. We really don't have much to prove to the haters out here as far as the fans and um, what other teams that's competing with Alabama fan base for the most part telling us we don't deserve to be in. Who care what y'all think? I don't care what they think. Bottom line is, we're gonna look at it as the four best teams in the country. The four best teams in the country without a shadow of a doubt. Um, and it's them just on rolls to the top. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, and Alabama. Georgia's having a pretty decent season this year, but Georgia's not, one of the four best teams in the country. I don't think. Like I said, I think they're a pretty good football team, and uh, they having a good year, and a lot of their success right now is just on the offensive line and the running backs running the football. But you know, personally, I don't think the offensive line kind of lived up to, you know, what they bragged about all year long. Hey, I see Doug, Rich, Carr, who else? Brooke, Hollywood. What's happening tonight in the chat room? I see y'all guys. I see you, Carr. Appreciate you listening, my man. I know everybody panicking about the Alabama rankings today. What y'all guys think? What y'all think about the rankings today? You know, what's y'all prediction on it? What was y'all hoping? What spot y'all was hoping Bama to fall into? Y'all satisfied with the number 5 spot, or is it something else was y'all hoping for, or what? For me, I'm all right with it. Can't be nothing but all right with it. Think it's in a good position, very good spot right now to be in, being number 5 in the country. Like I said, at least we didn't fall back to 7, 8, or 9. We really would have had an issue then. I tell you, I don't know. I see Hollywood saying Bama should be in front of Georgia. Georgia got that last win, man, and it kind of helped them out a little bit. And the committee looking at a loss by Bama, so I can respect what they got going on right now. And hey, Ron, what's going? Hey, Shannon, I see you, Shannon. Don't be disappointed about Bama falling number 5. They'll be all right. Hey, we still in a good spot. Just enjoy your year. We'll be all right. A lot of Alabama fans disappointed about them being number 5, but hey, at least they're not 8 or 9. So number 5 is a good spot. We'll be all right. Don't even panic about it. And I know I see Hollywood saying that South Carolina beat Georgia at home. Well, yeah, it happens like that sometimes. It happens like that sometimes. But Georgia kind of pick back up with what they was doing. They moving along. They playing good, solid football. So, one thing about Georgia's gonna be a team that on the curve and with the recruiting they doing, they're gonna be in the picture. So you just gotta kind of give Georgia credit where credit due. They got the Florida win. They look pretty good getting it. So that was a top 10 win for the committee versus a top 10 loss for Bama. So lost to the number 1 team. So hey, it's gonna play out. Like I said, Georgia gonna get their opportunity to stay in the playoffs. They gotta keep winning, and they gotta beat LSU. If they handle their business, they're a championship caliber team right now. The rest of the year, they hold out and they'll be all right. I don't think so, but I think LSU might be a little bit too strong for them offensively. I think it's gonna be hard for Georgia to play with LSU. Hey, we played with them even though we had so much issues in the first half. We still was kind of, now I ain't gonna say not out of the ball game because being down 20 points, most people would say figure this ball game over with, but it's kind of hard to say it's over with Bama. So, we came back, made a game out of it, and I just don't think if a team like Georgia was down 20 points, they can, make up that kind of ground with LSU LSU just too much firepower, and I see a lot of people comparing what the difference with the Georgia and the LSU Florida, the LSU Auburn, LSU Alabama game, talking about the point score. Listen, you can't compare them games. Each program gonna be up differently from each program. Each program has the talent to attack those programs a little bit different and better. Florida defensively probably played them a little bit better. Than Bama, they play them and had a little bit more experience back there and was able to slow them down more on the defense. So hey, it always works out the way it works out. Bama's like I said right now in good shape, good hands, and and they went down to possibly the best team in college football right now. Who's to say they one of them? I will tell you that. And right now, truth be told, just put them at number one. They is right now the best team in college football. Like I said, it's a toss up for that number 2 spot because I don't think Ohio State could beat Clemson on a neutral field. So if I was voting, I would have LSU 1, Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, and Bama 4. Like I said, but it's based off of excuse me, what the media like and how the media feel and what the media want to do right now, and the media in love with Ohio State right now, and just Clemson on the back end along with Alabama, and they're being dialed out about their schedule. So Clemson just got to kind of just keep playing and keep winning and disregard all the talking right now because, on a neutral field, like I said, I think Clemson is probably a touchdown or so better than Ohio State. I just think it'll be hard for Ohio State to defend Clemson offensive firepower. And I just think Clemson defense has enough, talent on that side of the ball to slow Justin Fields down, and so that game right there probably be all right. It'll probably be a good game for a half, maybe half, quarter and a half. But for the most part, I just think Clemson will win that ball game. I don't know about Clemson winning the LSU right now. I just think maybe a little bit more. LSU may be a little bit more physical, maybe than Clemson. I haven't watched a lot of Clemson. I really haven't watched a lot of LSU, but I would say just being in the SEC, battle tested, I would think LSU might be a little bit better than Clemson. Now I'm not gonna say a whole lot better. I'll say probably the point spread with Alabama and Clemson. Alabama and LSU maybe 6.5, 6. Anywhere from 4 to 6.5 points, give or take. Anything can happen, especially with Clemson. But I tell you, like I said, a lot of people, watch out for Minnesota, especially in these polls. If they can kind of hold surge, I don't really know who they play on down the road. Iowa State, some of them programs. If they can win and get in that Minnesota and get in that Ohio State game and slow Justin Fields down, hey, PJ may get that lifetime contract like Gus guy. Been a long time since I saw Minnesota in the top half of college football doing anything. A long time. I'm 49 and I can remember bits and pieces of Minnesota being up there, but I don't know if it's a combination of just the conference down or PJ Fleck really got out there and got that team and program sold on them being a championship caliber team. I just think right now everything falling in its place though. Teams he done played, up and down seasons. Them teams, I think their schedule's pretty good. About Alabama, they give them a lot of pub. I think because they possibly beat Penn State and I forget who else they beat, but they measuring stick with me would come when they play Ohio State if they can keep winning. They keep winning, and they play Ohio State. That's a telling sign for me. But right now you have to reward them for what they did. You put them at number 6, right behind Bama. I think they possibly could be definitely a top 10 team. Definitely a top 10 team. I can see them being anywhere from where they got them 6 to 10, and based on what they done did. I don't see why Penn State's still up there though in the top 10. Penn State is not a top 10 program. Bottom line, you know. I see Shannon saying Fleck is a gamer. Yeah, he is, man. I watched him coach a little bit. I can't remember where he come from, but I knew he had all the hype behind him, and I just figured going to Minnesota he would kind of flame out. But hey, he got those guys listening up there. He got them playing ball, and evidently he getting a little talent to come there. So you got to give him credit for that much. I see Brooke was saying Ohio State will crush Penn State. I agree with you there, bro, on that, Brooke. I believe Ohio State. Penn State is just not they don't have enough firepower offensively, you know, to beat anybody. I think Penn State is a good football team, able to do what they do against average football teams. But I think when it comes to the elite programs, I don't think Penn State will be able to beat them. What you saying, Hollywood? You saying, tell me why A&M got rid of. Well, A&M got rid of doggone Solomon because he couldn't, he beat Bama true enough, but he couldn't keep it going. He couldn't keep it going consistently. Like them programs wanted, and truth be told, Sullivan leash is not as long as the average coaches. We can call it what it is, but he can't get out there and do what his other brother and can do and have the opportunities that may last 4 or 5 years. He gets 2 or 3 years and he's gone, because even with Jimbo Fisher, I know Willie Taggart is getting beat up a lot down there in Florida State and got fired down there in Florida State and about his coaching, but a lot of that had to do with Jimbo, the chemistry Jimbo left for him. He couldn't gather all in with the talent, the attitudes and the kids on the field. It just didn't pan out. What you saying, Adam? Looking like Kimbo. Oh, you talking about Ohio State? Kimbo Slice. Oh, you telling me I'm looking like Kimbo Slice? Oh man, no. I'm in Alabama, man. I go outside, man. It's so doggone cold, man. So I probably forgot I had this thing on my head and I ain't thought about taking it off, to be honest with you, man. But we in Alabama, it's freezing cold out here. What's up, Wendell? I see you, my man. Appreciate it. But a lot of people, just speaking of these programs, man, we can go back to Sullivan, like I said, man, and then a lot of these programs, man, these coaches, you do something at one program and they hype you up and you take it to another program, man, like Willie Taggart did. Willie Taggart needed about 5 years, man, in Florida State to even make that change. He make it look credible, man. And and I know he wasn't gonna get 5 years. Pruitt need about 4 or 5 years in Tennessee to change that perception around and look like Pruitt is gonna get his time up there. Pruitt gotta, keep going and keep getting that talent. Big Pruitt come from the Florida State system, he come from the Georgia system, he come from the Alabama system. So Pruitt know how to build a football team. You can't base it on what he's done the first year and Pruitt know it's gonna take time. He got to filter out those guys. He got to get his guys in there. He got to get that quarterback. Pruitt knows what he got to do. I know he wasn't the first option, probably wasn't even the fifth option, but sometimes that option you do high turns out to be the best option. And I think if they leave Pruitt alone and give him the opportunity to coach, I think Pruitt will be a home run hit for Tennessee. I think they'll get back on the map with Pruitt. Tennessee is a school and a program that knows how to win. You got the right coach there. You just gotta let this kid coach. Just let him coach, let him play football, and let them guys play football. Tennessee will be all right. And the same thing goes for Arkansas. It's based on what Arkansas want to do. If Arkansas want to be a competitive team, I wouldn't go after doggone Gus Malzahn, me personally. I probably I would bring a coach in like Hugh Freeze or Lane Kiffin, and I don't want to hear I want to hear from these people that tell me, well, Hugh Freeze had the woman on the back of his motorcycle, and Hugh Freeze did this. Man, please get out of here. We human. People make mistakes. You know the same ones who poking their finger at him. It's damn same one got skeletons in their closet. Then the same crook they probably and behind closed doors got all type of issues going on. So, man, let that guy come back in the league. I think Arkansas, man, Hugh Freeze at Arkansas would be a dangerous spot for LSU and Alabama. They in a couple of years, I don't think they would want to play Arkansas on a consistent basis. You know, I agree with you, Carl. I think he's gonna be back soon. I actually think he's gonna be in the SEC, man. I don't know why, like Florida State and Arkansas probably had made him a top priority. You know, I'm surprised. I think Lane Kiffin, because of those two guys, man, bring a swagger about themselves. The media hype gonna come. You may not get the best talent in the country, but you're gonna get a well above average talent. To get on that roster, man. And you probably can't beat these teams, Alabama and LSU and all these teams consistently, but you're gonna make them earn everything they get. If you can get them on the roster. But the thing about it is, what you're saying, Hollywood. You know what? You asking me, Hollywood, who will be our DC next year, man? I don't know, man. I don't think Golden gonna get fired. I don't think he's gonna get fired. A lot of people thinking he's gonna get fired. I don't think he's gonna get fired, man. People have to understand he's coaching with guys, man, that he wasn't expecting to be coaching with. He got a monkey wrench through into the coaching this year. Also, he was expecting to have Mosley, McMillan. He was expecting to have a healthy Terrell, LeBron Ray. Who else? Jennings. He expected Raquan Davis to play ball. So, everything ain't went according to plan with him, first of all. And, he's, like I said, he's coaching guys, Harris and Lee, that was expected just to be role players this year, but he has to coach these guys up into starting positions and then coach guys up behind them that possibly wasn't even expected to play this year. So, you can't really judge him on what he's done this year, man, based on what's on the field, because it's not a fair assessment. It's just my point. Like I say, Dylan Moser ain't been on the field all this year. McMillan hadn't been on the field. That's a lot of talent, man, to lose, man, and expect some more guys to come up in there. What you saying, Wonder? You don't think Hugh Freeze, positive coach? I think he bring. One thing about it. Why? Because I wonder why you say that. Because what he did, riding the motorcycle. Hey, we humans. We can't judge. He just keep continuously judging the guy. The coaches make mistakes, the players make mistakes, everybody make mistakes, but you still have to give these guys second chances. I bet you Willie Taggart don't get no second mistake. Get a second chance to get his problems fixed. He's gonna take a hit. He's gonna fall back down to probably a